You're all fired up here. What are you thinking? What are you fired up about?
I just don't get the nonsense from Triple Clown himself. He knows that Aldo might not be able to come back to the States to take the fight. The same situation that's happening with Khabib and Tony Ferguson. But now he's going another route of calling out a guy who hasn't fought in almost 4 years. Almost 4 years coming off of a loss. I don't know what planet this guy's brain is on, but I don't even know what to call it, man. The guy is delusional. He needs to fight an actual contender in this division, either myself, a Pedion, or even I would even watch a rematch with Marlon Moraes. You know what I mean? Fight someone who deserves it. Fight someone who's on a win streak. Fight someone who's winning, not a guy who hasn't fought in 4 years, who's been on the couch just commentating, not a guy who's lost his first debut fight in the bantamweight division, who's 2-4 in his last 6 fights. Fight someone who's going to add some substance, not just these clown fights that this guy is trying to make. I don't even know. This guy is just crazy. At this point, I think he might have lost it. I
So
don't think
for
it's touch with reality.
So for those that don't know, he's supposed to fight Henry Cejudo is supposed to fight Jose Aldo May 9th in this bantamweight title fight that's been very polarizing. A lot of people, including myself, said that that's not the fight to make. It doesn't make any sense. But now, of course, with what's going on around the world, there's a very good chance he can't get to Brazil or that Aldo can't get to America. We don't even know if these events are still going to be going on. They still don't have a location for heavyweight teeth. But let's just assume for a second they do figure this out. What you're suggesting is pick me. I'm here in America. You're in America. I should be the one fighting you. Let me ask you this, though. If they keep the date, May 9th, could you fight on May 9th, or is that too soon?
I mean, it gives me a whole nother month to let my hand heal up. I mean, that's an ideal. They were talking about me potentially fighting in San Diego.
Right.
And then this whole crisis happened, and I was like, well, it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to get into a gym anytime soon. But if they're going to offer me a title shot, I think we could make some exceptions the same way Khabib and Ferguson did at their gyms and just having their core set of guys training in the facility by themselves. That's something that we could 100% do and accommodate for. So a fight that's not going to do much for me right now versus a title fight, something I think I deserve and earned. I say why not? You know, I think I could definitely pull it off. I've been training like this since December with one hand when my hand was still in the cast. So I'm pretty sure another month is going to be able to do the trick and get me nice and ready to strip the belt off of that clown, man. Someone needs to take that belt away from this guy.
Is the hand cleared, though? Like, is the wrist medically cleared? Could you fight medically? Would they allow you to fight?
I'm cleared in terms of my actual repair. That's healed. The only thing that we're trying to work on right now is range of motion because it's just really stiff still. Other than that, I'm cleared. They told me,
Okay.
do whatever you want. No restrictions when I'm punching, anything. You know, it's actually weird. I feel a little bit more bothered, like a little bit of pain when I punch with the boxing gloves. But when I punch with the 4-ounce or the 7-ounce gloves, my Everlast gloves, those don't bother me. But
Okay.
the big boxing gloves actually do it's really weird for some reason. The other ones don't.
Okay. And I liked what you and Corey were saying when there were these reports that you guys were fighting May 16th. I mean, that event is not going to happen in San Diego. California is not going to be doing an event on May 16th. Bellator canceled their May 9th and 29th cards in California. But was there ever any serious talk about you guys fighting on that card before all this happened?
Yeah, there were talks about him and myself. There were talks about myself and Frankie. I even threw Cruz's name out there. And Cruz is a guy I actually would like to train with. If I'm not going to fight him, and I know he's almost on his way out, I think he's done enough with the sport, and I think he's probably at peace with everything he's done. That would be a guy I would like to learn some stuff from before he makes his complete exit from the game, or maybe he's just going to teach on the side or something like that. So if we're not going to fight, I would like to train with somebody who's of status quo. You know, the same thing with Frankie Edgar. We live right next to pretty much right next to each other. We've never trained together, which always made me scratch my head, like why he never wanted to train with me or whatever. Why haven't we trained with each other, for lack of better words? But if I'm not going to fight those guys, I would like to train with them. If I'm not going to train with them, then let's fight. I want to fight one of these guys, one of these legends, and make my name for myself and stake my claim in this division, even though I think I've done enough work with my resume of the guys I've beaten. But it's always nice to beat a legend, especially I'm not taking a legend fight in a title fight over guys who deserve it. You know, I'm willing to take that fight and go backwards against Dominic Cruz, who's not ranked right now, hasn't fought in 4 years, coming off of a loss. I'm willing to take that fight, which is riskier for myself. I'm willing to take a fight against Frankie Edgar coming off of a first-round knockout loss, and I think he also lost his fight before that. And yeah, so that's what to Max Holloway. So I'm willing to take those fights that make sense in terms of what I'm trying to accomplish for myself. But if I'm gonna get a true number one contenders fight, I'll take that all day long. That's pretty much my mentality on things. And like I said, Corey's name was on the table. Frankie's name was on the table. Dominic Cruz, I threw his name in the cap too. And I'm ready to beat one of these guys up. These knuckles are itching. They're itching. It's almost a year. It's almost been
I know,
a year.
it's crazy. Time is flying, and so much has happened in that past year. But let me ask you this: did you ever ask Frankie why you guys have never trained before?
No, we've never actually like sat down where I've had the time to actually ask him that. And 2 years ago, I fought his guy, Marlon Moraes. So I would think that 2 years ago that wouldn't have happened either. And now I think it's kind of weird, especially with him coming down. So I think just the combination of everything. I still see him here and there, but you know, at this point, there's no point of even asking. I think what's done is done, and he's going to come down, and we're going to have to figure it out, either him and myself or him and somebody else. And we'll see if he belongs down in this division, if he can still hang with the top guys and go about it like that.
Okay, so what's the message to Henry? Henry's watching right now. He stalks all my stuff. He can't get enough of me. He's always hitting me up. What's the message to Henry Cejudo? Tell us.
Henry Cejudo's a clown. He's a big joke. The people want the Funk to dethrone him. It's the people's vote. Bring him on. Tell him the Funk is coming.
Let's go. Come on. For God's sakes. Aljo, give me an underrated fight that you want people to watch. Not the casual ones, you know, like not the ones that everyone talks about. You know, give me something in the vault. Old school fight that you love from back in the day that you suggest all these people watch.
A good matchup. Dang, put me on the spot. There's so many of them. I would think a fun fight to watch, underrated. Jose Aldo versus Mark Hominick. That was a fun fight.
Ooh, that was a fun fight. Yeah, UFC 129.
Yeah.
The big hematoma.
Yes, and him coming back in that fifth round when Aldo was too big for 45. I have to go up to 155. The weight cut's too tough. Now I'm a bantamweight. I wonder why. I'm not going to make no accusations.
Oh.
I wonder why. I'll
Okay.
leave it at that. But that was a great fight. That was a great fight to watch. I think people would definitely enjoy watching that one. And I know I did.